morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review. We're looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be viewing the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Tuesday, the 10th of November. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, bearish start to the morning here. Going to see Bitcoin move back through the pivot at 15,340 to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 15,839. Going to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 15,800 levels, however. So buying an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high, that was 15,844 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Bitcoin target resistance at 16,000 before any pullback. On the trend analysis, we got key major resistance level at 15,888 to also pin Bitcoin back on the day. Failure to move back through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 14,836 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 14,500 and the second major support level at 14,337. Looking at the MACD, we've got a slight widening of the bearish histogram this morning, supportive of this early move south. On the EMAs, nothing conclusive to suggest any imminent move. The 50s holding its ground against the 100 and the 200. So key through the early part of the day, move back through that pivot at 15,340 to then break out from 15,500 levels to bring that major resistance level into play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, it's a bearish start to the morning. You'll need to see Ethereum move through the pivot at 446.21 to bring the first major resistance level at 458.6 into play. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from 455 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 460 to pin Ethereum back. In the event of breakout, could see Ethereum test 470 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 477.38. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 432.43 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of the second major support level, sitting at 420.04. Looking at the MACD, we got a slight narrowing of the bearish histograms. Just keep an eye on that. We could see a bullish cross. On the EMA, we've seen the 50 narrow on the 100 and the 200, supportive of this early move south. So key through the early part of the day would be to move through that pivot level at 446.21 to break through to 455 levels. Failure to do that and you got support levels in play. Looking at Litecoin against the US dollar, bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see Litecoin move through the pivot at 59.53 to bring the first major resistance level at 61.6 into play. Support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 60 levels, however. So barring extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 61.88 to pin Litecoin back. In the event of a breakout, could see Litecoin test resistance at 62 before any pullback. Second major resistance level is at 63.96. Better to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 57.17 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of the second major support level sitting at 55.10. Looking at the MACD, we've got a narrowing of the bearish histograms and a possible bullish cross, so keep an eye on that. On the EMA, however, we are seeing the 50 narrow on the 100 and the 200, supportive of this early move south. So key through the early part of the day would be to move through that pivot level at 59.53 and return to 60 levels. Failure to do that and you got support levels in play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP move through the pivot at 0.2509 to take a run at the first major resistance level, saying at 0.2558. Ripple's XRP is going to need support from the broader market to break back through to 0.255 levels, however. So barring extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 0.2561 to cap any upside. If you enter breakout, could see Ripple's XRP test resistance at 0.26 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.2610. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 0.2456 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of sub 0.24s. Second major support level sits at 0.2407. Looking at the MACD, we've got a slight narrowing of the bullish histogram, and we could see a possible bearish cross there, so we need to keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, the 50 has narrowed on the 100 and the 200, supportive of the early move south. So key through the early part of the day, move back through that pivot level at 0.2509 and break out from 0.255 levels. Failure to do that, and you've got support levels in play.